There's huntsman work, and then there's work that only a huntsman can stomach. In Mistral, you'll get both kinds. Full of thieves and assassins, this is a region where the people can be just as, if not more, dangerous than the Grimm. If you don't know how to watch yourself, a wrong back alley can swallow you up just as easily as a manticore. It's the type of place where secrets live in the open. Perfect for the brazen sort to make an unscrupulous living. Unlike Vacuo, this isn't where people go to disappear. It's where they go to make empires. Hidden amongst the winding mountains and in the belly of the underworld, you're sure to find them. Just make sure you don't stick your nose too far where it doesn't belong.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Grimm campaign. This is the season finale of season 2. I am your host and headmaster, Eddie Rivas, and with me is the rest of Team SAFR.
Hi, I'm Chad. I play Asher. If you're this far in, you probably know that.
I am Laura. No, I play a Rustrous guy.
I'm Carrie. I play Pike. Let's move on to Chris.
What is this weird energy we've got right now?
I don't says the guy with googly eyes on his hat.
It's me, Frisco Kinos.
Oh my God.
We deserve to be canceled.
I can't even commit to it. I'm Chris Coquinos, I play Phoenix Nemean, and I'm glad to be here.
We are jumping into this, our last session of season 2. You guys have stormed the airship port of Kuchinashi, and you guys have infiltrated and gotten aboard the airship. The Wave Gang is trying to get the artifacts out of the city, and you guys are hijacking this ship. And let's see, I'm trying to think of who did what and was where. Pike and Phoenix, you guys are on board kind of one of the cargo holds in the back. Yeah, I think Phoenix lit up the entire airship port with a turret,
And
including.
then I stuck tacos in there so that it would continue to fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Arashtra and Asher, you guys scaled down the side of the cliff, and you got aboard from the top. Asher was dropping into kind of a security checkpoint, and you rolled well, fortunately, and
I
were able
rolled
to
a
hide
1,
yourself.
but thank God I activated that cloak to give me advantage. I was so worried. I did not want to
Yeah.
start
You were
that off
dunking
with
on
a
that
critical
cloak,
fail.
and now you love it.
Yeah. Your objective, right, is to keep this ship. It's already in the air, right? So, -1 for that one. But it's in the air, and you guys are trying to keep it from getting to its destination. And so you guys have a couple of objectives on here, right? There's a secure room deeper on the ship that you heard from Daff, where they're holding kind of all the precious cargo, and then Lemon has that amulet that she is wearing that controls Grimm, and those are basically your objective. Okay, so just before we kind of dive like completely back into everything, let's go ahead and roll initiative. We're not in combat yet, but just to kind of save time later.
I got 19.
I got a 15 with my +2.
I got a 9.
9 for me.
So let's look at where everybody is on this board. Kind of at the southernmost point of this map. I think the way it should be oriented is right where Pike and Phoenix are, right? You guys kind of leapt aboard this kind of cargo hold back here. And then as we kind of get into rooms, we'll reveal what's in them. But right now, you guys can look around the map. It's just pretty much all blank.
I really like Tailspire and the fact that we do not have custom airship assets. And these are obviously like stone buildings and walls and stuff. Yeah, I totally buy it. It looks cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
Yeah. Cool. So where we left off, right? These guys were like kind of organizing weapons. They knew that the ship kind of took a takeoff under duress. They were ready to start searching the ship a little bit. You see this one dude is here kind of at this security terminal. I will remind you guys that one of the things that Daff said, right, is he said that they were moving all the precious cargo to a very secure room. He said there was another room near the security checkpoint that they were being very secretive about, something behind it. That's kind of like what you know about this ship. You know, there's 2 engines also. To the south of where you are, Asher and Arashtra, would be where Pike and Phoenix are. And then to the north, you would know would lead kind of deeper into the ship and towards kind of like the cockpit area. And that's where we're starting now. You see them all kind of like loading up. You see this guy working some stuff at the terminal. They are getting ready. What are you doing in here, Asher?
I want to relay to your Astra what I'm seeing.
Yep.
Very
We'll
quietly.
just assume that all that's being done.
Well, how do we want to approach this? Do we want to, I assume we want to be stealthy.
I really would
Actual
like to be
stealthy or
because
Asher
I don't
stealthy?
think the 2 of us taking on four guys is gonna go well. Let's see.
I don't know.
I could try and
feel
make
okay
like a
about
little bit
this
of a
room,
noise
but-
for a distraction to see if I can get one of them to come towards me, and then take him out in the shadows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my cloak is still on and activated. So I want to like, I don't know, make like a little tapping noise against the side of the ship or something to get the guy to come over into my direction, but also remain hidden in the shadows.
Do we have
Okay, sure.
knowledge of the layout of the ship?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you can give me a perception check real quick.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Okay, yeah.
So-
So just from kind of where you're at, right? Like, right, you kind of big brain this, and right from like his helmet visor, you can see the reflection of like what he's looking at on the screen, and right, you can tell that right from there he'd have access to right some kind of light schematics of the ship, and you can tell that he's also kind of like going through emails and stuff, and that he's got access to other kind of security nodes that are spread throughout the ship.
We're gonna clear this room and then see if we can unlock some security for our friends.
Well, and he's wearing full armor, right? So, like, Asher, if you can take him into the shadows, can you be him for a minute
see.
and try to? Okay.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. So yeah, attempt to get the guy in front of me specifically without alerting the other guy. Just a little tap, a little noise that he might be interested in coming to check out.
Yeah, so you tap and he kind of hears that, and so yeah, he kind of goes back there, wandering back to check on what is going on, and you see him kind of like pop his head around the corner and step in. He's actually looking up towards the hatch, wondering if there's noise coming from there. Yeah, so yeah, you grab him, you hit him on the back of the head, yeah, you drop him. Now what do you want to do?
I want to ask Arastra to drop down so that she can take the armor.
Okay.
I just want to bring attention to the fact that she does not have human legs.
I'll put on the armor, you drop down, and I'm gonna try and lure these guys over here to you.
You got 3 guys left in here, FYI.
You could probably get a drop on one of them easy since you're perfectly disguised now, Asher.
Laura, I can
Okay.
pretend I caught you.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
All right, so I want to walk out with Arastra in front of me. I've got her arms behind her back, so it looks like I'm really, restraining her. I just want to call out to that other guard, like right there, and just be like, "Hey, I just got somebody trying to come in through the hatch."
Give me a bluff check, but have advantage of it, right?
Oh my God! Thank you for saying I had advantage.
I'm
Thank
so
you
glad.
so much.
Oh!
Why does this always happen? So I got a 5.
Yeah, they look up at you and they all kind of look at each other. It's like, you don't sound like Jenkins.
I start coughing.
Jenkins.
The guy over here to the north like starts to pull his weapon. Right, they're looking pretty uneasy about it, right? But his weapon is up. The guy at the terminal is kind of frozen and doesn't really know what to do.
I start coughing. Sorry, there's something in my throat. You gonna help me with this prisoner or not?
He's not convinced. He pulls his weapon up and he's leveling it at you. He wants to know what do you mean? Where'd you find this prisoner?
I interrupt and I say, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to ride out of Kuchinashi. I was a
Quiet,
stowaway
you.
on the ship, and he caught me.
Yeah, they're 100% not
I
buying
elbow
it,
you.
and he's
Oh, yeah,
motioning
the
to
prisoner
other
is
guy in
trying
the
to
back.
help convince.
Yeah, they're not buying this.
That's great.
And,
Weapons
he's
are
motioning-
drawn. Of course I'm speaking up.
Yeah, he's like, I want both of you to put your hands up.
If I put my hands up, I'm gonna let her go.
He's like, you need to put your hands up right now or I'm firing.
I would like to whisper to Arastra, I'm so sorry, this did not go as planned.
I'm gonna really quietly whisper to Asher. I want to make sure that we have our weapon like trained in the direction of one of them because I want to once again cast fog cloud.
I can also
Okay.
blind him.
Whatever you want to do, dude.
Sure, let's do it. Let's do
Does
it.
that affect
All right, is
all-
everybody
okay.
in range? Is everybody in range of my
Oh
semblance?
yeah, everyone's in range in here.
So I guess we both start to put up our hands, and then I just tell Arastra, like, close your eyes, and then activate my semblance.
Okay, so
I swear to God, if they all roll out of this, I'm just
this guy
Astra's
is
gonna jump out the
blind.
plane.
This guy is blind. This guy is like, this guy rolled a nat 20. he is
Wow.
impervious to this.
Okay,
but
so
yeah.
the dude who couldn't convince the closest one, the one who has his gun trained on us right now.
Yes. Yeah, you do this. The other 2 guys, the guy at the terminal yells, my cataracts, and he like falls backward over his chair. And the guy over here in the back, right, starts stumbling around, can't see anything. And right, this guy has his weapons still trained on you. We can jump straight into initiative order from here. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I throw my ice knife at him.
Ooh.
What does this do?
I create a shard of ice and fling it at one creature within range. The target takes 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, though, the shard explodes. So the target and anyone within 5 feet must succeed on dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage in addition.
Okay. Yeah. Give me your roll to see if you hit.
Hit Asher too.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, so here's what happens, right? You throw that, and it's just gonna explode in between both of you guys. So you're gonna get to do a dexterity saving throw against your own ice knife, and Asher is gonna have to. Well,
Okay.
we'll say just you.
That would be 18.
So yeah, you throw that, and right because he's ready with the rifle, right already. He like fires, shatters it in midair. You're able to dodge the dust shards. You shove Asher out of the way, but then the shards hit him for about 5 damage. And now we are to you, Asher.
So I want to basically grappling hook stab this dude, use it to pull myself to him, stab him with my second multi-attack, and then stab him again with my bonus.
Go ahead and give me your roll, and then you would add your.
So first is a roll to see if I hit, right?
All 3 of them would be to hit.
15, a 5, and a 4. What do I plus that with? Anything?
It would be with your dexterity and your weapon bonus or whatever it is.
Yeah, plus 4 hit.
Yeah, you hit him.
So the first one is a 19.
Yeah.
So then I go flying into him, and then I try and stab him the other 2 times, which would be, I guess, a 9 and an 8.
Yeah, so the other 2 miss, right? Yeah, you throw it towards him, and then you hit him for the first. You hit him with the first one, and he's like, you kind of knock him a little bit out of your range and miss the other 2. So go ahead and give me your damage.
3 plus 4, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You launch yourself towards him, clock him, and right with your sword breaker, he stumbles back, and you miss with the other 2, right? But that one does some pretty big damage to him, and right, you see his aura kind of flash a little bit. That takes us to next in the order is all 3 of these dudes. But so he's stumbling back, and he aims at you with his weapon, and he fires, and it just sails wide. The other 2 guys, same thing happens. Right, the guy that was yelling about his cataracts, he's kind of stumbling around behind the desk, and he fires. He's got this actual weird fire dust weapon that shoots like a bolt of flame out kind of nowhere in anyone's general direction. He just fires it indiscriminately. And right, the other guy, number 3, that is over here off on his own, this guy, he fires as well, and it sails completely wide. They're blinded, so they were at a disadvantage, right? So all 3 of them take their shots and miss.
Yay!
Right, so now we're to Arashtra.
I would like to turn and yell to Rastra, get the guy at the terminal.
I'm just going to fire an arrow at him.
All right, go for it. Give me your roll.
Oh my.
Oh man.
No.
He's flailing around wildly, and he manages to perfectly deflect this arrow, and it flies in Asher's direction. So Asher, give me a
You know what? I'll take that as opposed to it bounces off and it hits the alert alarm button.
give me a dexterity saving throw.
Hold on. So luckily my dex on saving throws is insane. It's 6. So
Okay.
13.
Okay, yeah, so that it sails just wide of you. You kind of glare at Arashtra.
It's what was that?
Go ahead and give me what you want to do next.
I would like to just try and just stab this guy once real good, and then I want to kind of repeat what I did before, do the grappling hook to the guy at the terminal, fly towards him, and then give one last stab as well.
All right, great. Give me this first roll for the
And
stab.
this time,
Okay, so that's 16 plus 4, so 20 to the first stabby.
All right, go ahead and give me your damage on that.
7?
Yeah, so you stab this dude, and right, his aura shatters, and he goes down right off the bat. And so now you're trying to launch yourself towards the guy at the terminal.
Terminal guy. I very much want to prevent him from hitting that button.
Yeah, he's
I know
still
you
kind
have.
of he's still kind of swinging around at nothing, and reaching for stuff on the desk.
So yeah, stab this guy, that just turn and go running, try and slide over the desk, and then just double pounce on this dude. So that'll be my 2 attacks, right?
Yeah, go for it. Nice.
17.
Yeah, you stab this guy, his aura shatters, he goes down, you turn, and then you slide over the desk, and you try to kick him, but you slide just past him, because he's just kind of flailing randomly and moves out of the way, but then you turn and clock him right with one of your sword breakers. So go ahead and give me your damage for that second attack.
So it's 2.
Yeah, so yeah, you hit him for 2 2 damage. We're gonna go ahead and right, just to give a little break from here to check in with Phoenix and Pike. You dove into this kind of cargo hold, the door shut behind you. You feel the ship lifting off in the air. Yeah, what do you guys want to do from here?
I want to stealthily go into this next room.
Yeah, so you guys start to move up, right? You kind of peek around, and this is one of the engine rooms, right? You see the kind of like dust engine like humming to life. You know that there are 2 of these, right? So this is one of the engine rooms near the back of the ship. It is very warm in here. There's like a blacksmith in here type dude, or like an engineer that his back is turned to you. He's not messing with much.
All right, Phoenix, I'm seeing 2 doors. One heading into the ship and one heading to the side of the ship. Do we split up?
I don't like that idea.
Can I put my ear to this door if there's a nearby glassware, and see if I can get a sense of what's through that door. Yeah.
I'll do the same. Can I do the same thing with the door in front of us, Eddie?
Ooh, smart.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
Non-natural 20.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go beast mode, but only for the sake of like keen hearing.
You're just gonna beast your ear.
Beast ear, yeah.
I didn't even need to. 17 plus some numbers.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys both roll well enough, right? You're able to kind of listen in and hear. Phoenix, where you are, you hear some like equipment and someone working. Pike, where you are, you hear just kind of like a little bit of murmuring and almost like people are kind of like moving some stuff around.
Yeah, I guess I'll let him know that I think got a couple people having a good time in here.
This sounds like there might only be one person maybe in here. There's some armor or something moving around. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, unless we can get them on our side, I think we should probably go in your room.
I like that plan.
Yeah. Right in here is a bit of a maintenance room, right? You see an engineer is in here kind of working. His back is to you, but he hears the doors open, and right, he doesn't have a weapon, right? He just has like a wrench in his hand, and he kind of sees you for a second. He's kind of looking at you. There's like a momentary awkwardness. What do you guys do?
Carry on.
I nod. Mm-hmm.
He just kind of like, okay, and then turns and kind of gets back to his work in here. Go ahead and give me a perception check now that you're in here.
3.
Yikes.
Oh, and you still got worse.
Phoenix, you're just like you're in here and you're like, yep, there's a dude in here working. That's about that's really all about it is. Pike, you do notice that there's right as you guys are you guys like walking in? Like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna just kind of like very, very non-threateningly walk up like, hey, do you know what's going on in the room next to us?
He kind of doesn't look at you, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's just one of the cargo bays. There's people in there sorting some stuff, moving it around from the airship port."
Oh yeah, cool. That's kind of what I figured. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I hand out for a fist bump.
Yeah, he kind of gives it to you, but then gets back in. He like gets you get like grease like all over your hand when he does it.
Hey, this is probably pretty clear, but I'm kind of new around here. The boss told me to check on the really important cargo. Do you know which way that is?
Oh, you mean the important stuff? That's gonna be deeper in the ship. You have to have a special key card to get in there.
Okay, it's a special key card, and you don't have that, right?
Oh no, I don't have it.
You wouldn't lie to me, right?
I mean, I might, but not about this. There's no point.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. I don't want to cause suspicions. Bye. And then I go towards the door.
Did you actually say to him, I don't want to cause
suspicions?
I said it kind of like...
As you guys are kind of moving through this room, right, some of the equipment kind of on this far wall over here, right, there's like a lot of electrical equipment. Looks pretty heavy duty that is extending up into the ceiling and like deeper into the ship. There's a big kind of like manual like crank switch on that as you walk past it. As you guys are making your way to this set of double doors, you notice that right, you are kind of hearing the sounds of sounds vaguely kind of like the scuffle that is going on over your open comms.
Hey Phoenix, I think we found him.
As we're like moving through this hall and I catch the lever out of the corner of my eye, as we're moving, I'll be like, oh, lever. What does that lever do?
He's like, oh, that leads to kind of the big holding room that they've got in the next to the security station up ahead.
Can I pull it?
He's like, search me. You can do it. You can do whatever you want.
I want to touch the lever.
Yeah. So you reach up and you crank that lever, and right, you hear this loud sound like something's like powering down, like, and then it like reboots. And Asher and Arashtra, kind of where you guys are, you hear like this loud noise come down that sounds almost like a steel trap just like opening. You hear it just like it like flies open, and then you guys hear a roar come from that room.
Back up, push it back up, push it back up.
Do I hear this roar from where we're at?
Yeah. You
Yeah, he's
all
got
hear
his
this.
super ear on.
Do we recognize the source of the roar?
Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Oh my god!
Intellect.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, kid?
Arasha, you make head
Oh
like
my
you can't make heads or tails of what this sound is, right? It sounds actually like, as far as you know, it might even be like a song. Asher, you can give me one too, since you're right next to it.
I did. It was a 10.
That sounds suspiciously to you like a manticore.
I'm standing here with the lever in my hand, and I go, uh-oh, and I go to close it.
You do that, and you hear something cycle back again, but you don't hear anything that sounds like that metal trap closing. The engineer at this point has frozen and is like looking at you guys, and now he is backing out of this room. So are you guys jumping into this next room with your teammates?
I feel like we owe it to them to go ahead and pop on in there.
Yeah, so it opens up, and right, everything is kind of like popping
Can I
off,
dive
right?
roll in?
Yeah, you dive roll in, and we'll say this is kind of about in time after Asher has like jumped and attacked this dude, and these other two guys are right taking aim in here, and they are still blind. The guy farthest away, he misses. This guy that's right next to you, Asher, he manages to hit. He takes aim at you, and so he did 4 fire damage to you. He's got this kind of like little fire like blunderbuss type thing that just like, and after he does that, right, he's like wiping his eyes off, and he's scrambling back, and he like turns in a panic right towards the door, and he's like, did y'all just let this thing out? And right, you hear this like huge pounding on the door as like the whole door like buckles.
I point at Ash, or at Pike.
Close it! Hurry!
He's like, you can't close it from here. You have to close it manually. It's just a big trap. You guys opened it.
I want to fire at him.
All right, go for it.
Wait, I'm going out of turn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say it's actually Phoenix's turn
Never mind.
first.
I'm gonna go ahead and go for the old Captain America, and I'm gonna huck my shield. That's 2
Double
ones,
one.
baby.
2 ones.
Okay, yep, that one hits.
Do I have to roll it again for the second impact?
Yeah.
Ow!
Cool.
It was like a
yeah,
1.
so yeah, both of those hit. Go and give me your damage.
That's 3 for the
Okay.
first hit, and that's on the stat though, the sorcerer guy. 5. So I got a 4 plus 1 on this next one too. So second guy takes 5 damage, and then I have the shield will bounce back to me on a successful DC 14 athletics check.
Yeah, so yeah, you step right in, and you Captain America the shield. It's like bang bang, like bounces off of each of them. They go stumbling, and then you kind of like jump through the air and catch it. And we are to Pike.
I'm gonna switch to my cannon mode. And I'm gonna fire at this wizard man. 7.
Yeah, that sails just to the side of him and misses.
I would like to then at least like I'm gonna move over here so I'm a little like kind of like behind cover.
And that puts us to Arastra.
Basically, I'm going to attack this guy here that's on the other end of
Smart.
the shelf. From
Okay, give me your roll.
There we go.
Okay,
Finally.
19 to hit.
Cool. Yeah, that hits.
5 damage.
Okay, well there it is.
Yeah, that actually like makes his aura flash a little bit, and he kind of stumbles back and grabs onto this thing for some support.
Okay, for my free action, I will say Arastra grapples with her own mortality, realizing she's fallible and must rely on help from her teammates.
All right, we are to Asher in the order.
All right, well then I'm going to run up at him, give him a good little stab right in the side there. So let's resolve that first. That was a 9 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna miss. Right, you go up to stab, and right, he's able to kind of slip just outside of that.
Round 2. Let's go with the other stab. There we go.
Yeah, that one hits.
21. Let's roll damage for that. It's D4. So that's 3. Since I missed my first attack, I think my first attack is the only one that gets the +4 piercing.
And are you gonna attack him again?
Let's use my third then. 18.
Yeah, that also hits.
Third stabby. Let's
The
go.
finisher.
What damn you? 1.
Yeah, so you run up, you stab, he right slips out of the way, right? You catch him, right, kind of 2 more times with this. He's looking pretty rough, but he is still standing.
I just want to throw out. You might want if my roll works this time, you might want to take just a small step back.
Then I hop back. So I ran in, stabby stab, and wait, no, now he gets to take a swipe at me, doesn't he?
Yeah, he would get to take a swipe at you if you were to disengage like that.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, he misses actually. Right, so you run up, get your stabs, you kind of hop back, and he swings. Right, he's looking pretty haggard. He's still pretty pissed off at you, Asher, so he's going to take another shot at you, because now we are to his turn in the order.
That's fair.
And that one is going to hit. So
Wonderful.
He shoots you for 4 damage. Other guy that was over here by the terminal, he's kind of looking at everything, and he is looking really freaked out. And this dude just books it. He books it all the way over here, and right, he is making a break for this door. And as he does that, right, this door just like you hear this loud crunch, and this door is going to pop open.
What is that? Oh!
Holy
Oh my, okay.
Yeah, so it just like it barrels through this door and just like smashes it open, and right, it like claws and like wedges its way through this door, and it's like scrambling, and it's got that kind of blue glow in its eyes.
All this because you had to pull the lever.
Yeah, so this thing is making its way inside. I believe that takes us over to Phoenix.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a break for this. I'm gonna actually go for the door closest to Arastra. I don't know how far that is, but a bit of a ways. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off on my beast, not beast mode, but like beast like ability, and I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of extra movie moves.
Extra speed, okay.
So
Scooby Doo's out of there.
1, 2. Oh, I could just actually do the arrows, right? And then also, Eddie, since I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my shield at this ding dong.
Yeah, get him. He can't live.
That guy?
He's not allowed to go. It's a 12. Okay. Ooh, that sucks. I'm gonna go ahead and roll to get it back.
If you leave,
I definitely get it back.
If you catch it. yeah, you throw it, like he kind of does like a little like goofy dodge because he's just like scrambling, and it like bounces and comes right back to you.
Cool. Thank you.
Each square is 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can move. If I have 30 feet, I can move 6. Okay. Bye. I want to get here. I'd also like to then fire at Wizard Boy, because at this point it's just spite. 18.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Cool. Yeah, you hit him, and he just like right, his aura shatters. But it's like a direct hit. He like bounces off the wall and then like falls to the ground.
And that would be my turn.
Okay. That takes us to Arastra.
I would like to combine 2 ranged dust attacks. So I would like to first fire at the Manicore using blue dust to freeze the target in place, and then follow up with red dust to ignite the area.
Good.
I am going to burn aura. I am going to do that.
As you try to start using your aura, you notice there's this like red glow that's like seeping out of this other room. It's this this weird feeling where you can't like access your aura while this light and this like kind of like waves of light are pouring out of this room that the Manticore came out of.
You turned it back on, Chris. You
Chris,
released it and then
Chris
turned the bad thing back on.
Chris turned it off and turned it back on. That is exactly what happened. There was a little aura trap in that room for if you guys went in there, and Chris turned the aura trap off and let the thing out, and then he turned
Why
the
would
aura trap
one
back
lever
on.
do 2 different things?
Yeah, this weird little trap
Okay.
there that is emanating
I have
out from
to.
there.
I have to go. I have to go. Sorry.
You have to go turn the lever back off. That's what you do.
I just want to go through this door. I want to open this door and get us out of this room.
Right, so are you still firing at the Manicore?
Okay, I will still fire, but I'm... Yeah, okay.
Oh my God, what is this sorcery?
I can't. I don't... Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What have we done?
Right, you fire it, and you're in such a panic. This thing like detonates kind of near you. You and Phoenix, go ahead and make dexterity saving throws for me.
19.
You're not going to take any damage, Phoenix, from this, right? But you get caught with some ice, and you're going to be slowed for a couple of turns.
I am going to move closer to this door. I want to try to get out of this room.
You try to open that door, and it does not open. There's a security. It needs a key card of some sort.
What's great is I was about to do this anyway, even before I knew that. I want to check that computer. What do I do? What do I gotta like check to see if I can unlock things or lock things or see what I can see?
Give me an intelligence check.
Why? God. Okay, well first it was me checking the terminal, and I rolled a real fun 4 with my modifier. Clearly, Eddie, I couldn't get past the screensaver, so then I'd like to check it to see if maybe I have a key card at the clothes that I'm wearing.
Okay, yeah, so you start scanning this this terminal, and right, you're not able to like make heads or tails of kind of anything going on, right? You kind of look through this email, right? You see on this email, right, and this is all like just you don't have a lot of time to kind of sit here and read through all this. You just kind of get a sense that Lemon needed a new key card because the one was messed up for her captain's quarters, and she was waiting for someone to bring that to her. And just kind of looking around, right, you see kind of like a general layout of the ship. Right, you see kind of a few security cameras showing you where people are. There's also an enormous like set of monitors in there. But yeah, just looking around, right?
There's just a looping GIF of Phoenix pulling the lever and then turning it back on.
You get the sense that this door right here, right, is very, very, very high clearance, right, and
The one
not
next
that
to
many
Arastra?
people on this side of the ship would have access to that.
If Homeboy was running towards the door, he probably has a way to get through it. All right, let me go. Let's go check the body of the dude.
Yeah, you check the body, and yeah, you don't find any key card or anything. That look from Chad.
I'm gonna hit this dude with my glaive because
Do
I'm
it. Just
frustrated.
do something. Before you do that, do you, like, obviously the situation's bad. Maybe just yell at him and be like, how do we get out of here?
Can we just say that Pike yelled that, like right before I'm
Yeah.
about to huck my
There you go.
weapon at this guy?
How do we get out of here?
Yeah, he starts yelling back. He's like, you can only get through there with a key card. The chief engineer will have it.
Where's that nerd?
He points to this door to the south.
Great. I appreciate his information. And then, the darker part of me realizes he made a tactical error and he's no longer of any use to us. So I huck my glaive at him. Please.
I can't.
I'm done.
God.
Goodbye. Bye.
Oh my God. You've done this, Eddie and Cody and Sam and Ben. You've done this to us.
Yeah, so yeah, you whiff and that thing hooks near you, near him. So you're gonna have to use some gravity dust to bring that thing back to you.
Great. Cool. Burning. There goes down to 3. Cool. Great.
Nice. Okay, so I think we are now to the Manticore. This guy just comes like tearing into this room.
Oh, Lord.
He just bats this guy completely out of the side. He smashes his head against the wall and drops. Right, it is bounding over all this equipment, and it is going to make a huge lunge for you, Asher. Actually, we'll do a thing. It's opening its mouth, and its mouth starts glowing, and right, it is hopped up onto this table here, and it is firing
have to do that
basically in a
thing.
straight line at you and Arastra.
This is it. You were right. This is it. This is the end. We are going to die.
He rolled a 20, so I don't even know what to do about this. Like,
It's going to kill me.
both of you are going to give me dexterity saving throws.
This is the worst possible scenario.
23.
Hold on.
Doesn't suck.
17.
Yeah, so it fires in a straight line. Both of you guys dodge out of the way, but this blast is like so big. So yeah, you each
Okay.
take 7 damage as you like move out of the way of this thing. The weirdest thing happens, right? As you dive out of the way, like its fire blast like hits this door kind of behind you, Arastra, and right, and like starts to like melt it and crumple it a little bit, and you can start to see through to the other side.
I was born for this.
So yeah, that takes us up to Phoenix.
Yeah, look at that door's looking real good right now. I'm gonna go ahead and break for the door. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my shield. I'm gonna try and battering ram the door with my shield to see if I can break through it.
This is going to be still going to be a strength check.
Okay, well I take a natural 20 on that.
All right. So yeah,
It does exist.
This door is like super heated, and you go like sprinting across the room, and you just dive into it, and yeah, you dive through and land on the other side of it.
Cool. Can I get out of the way so my friends can like?
Yep, sure.
Like I pull forward just a little bit.
That takes us to Pike.
I will be doing this, and I'll if you want to go ahead and watch me, and I'm just gonna do moved over here, and I'm just gonna.
All right, yeah, Pike, you make it. You sprint through there, right? Like you guys basically just watch like this whole sequence.
I've done
played
the
out.
least.
It jumped up onto the table, like you guys dove out of the way. Phoenix sees the opening, dives through, and Pike is just right behind him and gets through to that door. That takes us to Arastra.
I run out the door.
Yeah.
Look, some turns are easy.
And to Asher.
I would like to book it through the door. I would like to use gravity dust on the door frame as I run through. Like, can I like smash it like against the thing to try and implode
Sure.
and make some sort of barrier to prevent us from being followed?
Yeah, you can totally do that.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you run out of there. You set up
Manticore
this dust trap on your way through. Right. This doorway would be kind of small for it to get through anyway. Starts trying to scramble through. Right. It's being repelled by that gravity dust. And it like unleashes, like you see its mouth glow again, and it fires another blast of flame like down that hallway at you guys out of just like this like roaring and frustration. And
Now, if you could take note that I rounded the corner.
I also rounded the corner.
All of you are making DC 15 saving throws.
I rolled an 11.
14.
I got a 9.
Cool. So yeah, you all you all take 14 damage as this thing blasts like another jet of flame.
I'm gonna die. We're getting close.
On this side, like now that you've kind of like gotten through here, right? You don't feel the effects of that kind of aura trap hitting you now that you've gotten into this hallway. Yeah. So you take 14 damage, and you watch as this thing it breathes that fire, and then it like claws a little bit, gets pushed back by that gravity dust, and then you watch as it like turns and bounds towards this hatch and just like rips a hole out through where that hatch is, and then like screeches as it like kind of like leaps. Like scrambles its way up that little crawl space and then up
And that was
out
the
of the
last
ship.
we ever saw of it.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing from here?
Here's the thing. We need to find Lemon. We need to try and beat Lemon or kick her off the ship or something. And then we need to take control of the ship.
We need to get that amulet. We want to take control of the amulet and the ship. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Can somebody use their special ears on this door to our right?
Yeah, I want to try my special ears out again, Eddie.
I have no confidence in my.
I had better ears last time.
All right, go for it. Roll me a perception.
You gotta be kidding me! This is impossible! No! What is this?
Pike, you listen
Does he
to
hit his head on the door?
Yeah, it's just like humming. You can't hear like anything, right? Like it's just a metal door, right? You're kind of burned from that, like just that attack you just experienced for the Manticore, right? It's just the hum of the engine of the ship. It's all very pleasant to you.
We're trying.
I'll also investigate the door. Why not? Of course it's a 4!
Yeah, it's really hard to make out what's in there, guys.
Go in the door.
It is what it
Somebody
is.
open the door.
I opened the door.
Thank you, Phoenix.
And
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I still have this ice on my leg. I got a shield. I'm really upset right now because I couldn't go in the beast mode. And so I take the door and I rip it open.
Cool. You guys open the door. Let's get you all.
There's a bunch of snakes and
Yeah, you guys open the door and you spot like piles and piles of those cases that you guys would recognize, right? That were
cool.
that the Wave Gang was using to transport a lot of these artifacts, right? They're in like a pretty like heavy duty cage. A lot of them are labeled as like dangerous, volatile, unknown. Right?
Pick
like
up all of the dangerous ones.
Yeah, no, I mean this room is full of them, right? So this is if you want to get all of them, there's no moving it, right? Like this. But there's something else that's going on in here, right? You guys, right? There's a couple people in here rummaging around. Actually, more than a couple. There's 4 of them, right? You guys look over, and Team Smoke is in this room.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding me?
There is this like stop down as they're kind of like in the middle of like trying to open some of these cases, and they're arguing about it, right? Like, right? There's a code to open these things, and like they can't get into it, and they stop and like all look at you guys, and there is a moment where everybody's just kind of like hanging there, and you see Sil kind of like brush his hair aside, and he's like, oh, well look who we have here. Looks like we've got a little bit of some stowaways.
Eddie, I refuse
Can we
to
go
play.
back to the Manticore?
I refuse to fight Team Smoke during today's session. Not doing it. Not doing it.
But yeah, so they're looking at you guys. They have like been going through some of these cases. They were arguing. They see you guys, and Sil like kind of like cockily brushes his hair aside. Right, his like whole like person is like smoldering right from where this turret connected. He looks around and he's like, "Hey, look, Team Smoke," and then one of them's like, he's like, "It looks like it's those other guys."
Asher turns to Pike and just goes, "Use your semblance." It's the only way.
I take a deep breath and I close my eyes and
Oh
I
my gosh.
activate my semblance to try and figure out what the best thing I could possibly do here is.
It depends what Pike rolls here. Let's see.
Everyone, take a moment and lend your energy.
And I got a 5, which is still a neutral result. So I didn't make the situation worse.
Okay, so the weirdest thing happens, right? Like you activate your semblance and there's this like very tense standoff, right? Like you can tell that they were trying to get in here and see what stuff that they could find, right? While they were in here, they were arguing. They couldn't figure out what they wanted to do. Your cannon, right, like starts to aim towards one box kind of near them in particular, and you just feel this like strong pull to just really mess some stuff up in here.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna blow us all up, and at this point, probably the best option we have. What are we doing here? I'm sorry, I feel like we're in like a weird like in between.
I think he wants you to shoot the box.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot that box, and I'm gonna burn aura to make sure that I really do a good job on it.
I won't make you roll for anything, right? Like you shoot this box, and something inside of it is like crazy volatile, and then it starts like rattling and shaking. It starts like spewing out like different colors that you would associate with dust and other things. Right? It's spewing out like fire and like little bursts of gravity or electricity. And Team Smoke is kind of like they're dodging out of the way as much as they can. Like Mina gets hit with like a fire blast and gets sent back against the wall. Right? Syl is like scrambling for cover, and this thing is getting more and more volatile and starting to glow. Right? Martin pulls something up from a case. He's like, I got it, and then they all start kind of like scrambling towards him, and they look at you, and right, they've got this like little band that they sort of like he like clasps around his like wrist, and right, they kind of like circle up, and he's like, we'll see all of you jerks later. And just as he's brushing his hair out of the way, like this band glows, and they just like boom, they just like teleport out of this room. Right before they kind of like teleport out of there, right, you hear one of them's like, well, Lemon's gonna have to fend for herself on this one, and then boom, they are gone. But this box is still glowing. All of you, right, you kind of get the sense that you need to back out of this room because now like these bursts of like color are shooting towards you. Give me dexterity saving throws.
14 for me.
12.
13.
Thank God Almighty, 21.
Yeah, it like smolders, and you kind of look back in. You see that box is obliterated, right? And it was one of the ones that had been labeled with like a prototype, like unknown, like danger. And most of the boxes in this room
Don't shoot
are labeled that way, right? And there's definitely way too many for you guys to kind of just start carrying them. So you guys have located these.
We're gonna take the ship with us, babe. That's all we need.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's on fire, and it's got some holes, and there's a manticore rampaging about.
Yeah, to the north of you, you have another set of double doors. That would be where we're at from here. We are in front of this door here after all those shenanigans. We picked up this session at a later time, and maybe our luck or their luck will be better than
we had to shake off the ones.
I'd like to go ahead and listen through the door, see what I hear.
Give me
rolling the dice.
Check.
Oh!
Outside of the arena.
Y'all can also like sneakily open doors. I don't know why this mechanic of like always listening is the door came from.
Look, hey, headmaster, he rolled a 19.
Let him listen.
What did he hear?
You hear muffled somethings coming.
I would like to stealthily open the door.
Great, let's get a roll for it.
A 9.
You open the door, and right, there's like a little bit of a squeak, and you guys all kind of pause for a second, like, but right, it doesn't feel like you've set off any kind of alarms or anything, and just kind of as you kind of peek, you can see that there is like a long hallway extending to the left and right of this door, and in front of you is kind of another security door.
Asher, I think it might be best for you to go out to the hall to see what you see, since you look like one of them.
Yeah, and I really botched this door opening.
Well, I'm pretty messed up right now, dude.
I push him into the hallway.
All right.
Okay.
I was literally just about to say, guys, I'm gonna hang in the back of this one because I have 17 HP left. But that's cool. Push me out into the hallway. Let's do it. You want me to do perception? I'm also the worst at that. So let's see. That's intelligence. So I got an 11.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, in front of you, you've got this security door. You see like kind of the badge access. You kind of note that it seems to match the badge that you have kind of attached to you. Right, you have like a little like drawstring badge. Yeah, it's got this dude's name on it. You can make it up. And yeah, you look down to the left. And
everybody, pause. Chad, what's the name?
Gil Swarby.
Gil
No,
Swarby.
you already canonized it. His name is at least it's Jenkins. It's either first or last.
Oh, that's right. It was Jenkins. Yeah, we did say that.
Gil Jenkins.
So,
Asher, just kind of like looking, look to your left, right? There is kind of a door, not secure, not locked or anything, from where you can tell, right? Just kind of like a standard door that leads to another room down to your left, and then to your right, there's looks like to be a mess hall of some sorts. There's tables and chairs, and there actually seems to be a couple of guards in there, just kind of like doing their thing and eating.
Getting messy.
Just doing my nonchalant whistle. So what I'm thinking right now, I can't decide if I want to just like beat my way into this door, but I don't like leaving a room unexplored.
I think you beep your way into the door and then we all dive across and we try and only be in the hallway for a fraction of a second.
Yeah, I just want to know what's in this other room, guys.
We just hang out in this hall for a second, keep the door closed, let him go look down the hall real quick, take a little looky-loo, a little.
Sure, let's do that.
gander.
Okay.
I would like to stealthily open this door and just peek in to see what
All right.
I see.
Give me a stealth check.
12.
Yeah, you open the door, and inside looks to be some kind of sleeping quarters, right? You open this door pretty quietly. You know, like it creaks a little bit. Someone stirs. There's actually a couple of guards in here taking a nap. There's one sitting at a table, kind of dozing back. Right, one of them kind of like stirs a little bit and looks in your direction, sees that you are wearing, that you look like one of them, and then rolls back over and goes to sleep. Right, just looking around, you can actually see a couple more guard uniforms
That's what I was gonna ask.
laid out on some of these beds.
I want to still stealthily, since they all seem very sleepy, but I'm just gonna act like I don't want to disturb them, right? And so I'm gonna go gather enough for everyone else. So I need to gather
I need
3.
you to listen to me very, very, very clearly right now.
What's that?
How many people are in there sleeping, Eddie?
And here 3.
Asher, I need you to go into the mess hall. I need you to get 3 bowls and fill them with warm water. And you're gonna go back in there and you're gonna put their hand in the water.
That's not where I thought you were going with
Wait,
that.
wait, really? Of course you.
And then they're gonna pee-pee.
Asher, do you see anything useful in the room?
Yeah, hang on. There's some guard uniforms. I'm gonna grab them. All right, so I'd like to get the closest ones that are, and I'm just gonna be nonchalant. I'm gonna act like I'm trying not to wake anybody up, and if anybody asks, I'm just gathering laundry.
Cool.
Take
So
it,
yeah,
you can get.
you walk in and you start gathering these things up, right? You already look like one of them, right? So no one's paying too much attention to that. You do notice that there's there's some ID badges like over on one of these tables, kind of on your way out.
I would like to snag the ID badges as well on the way out.
Are you being sneaky about that, or are you just doing it?
I'm being sneaky about it.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Please.
Okay.
Yes! Sleight of hand would be +3 on that 21.
All right, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
proud.
You kind of you grab all of these, and yeah, you just like very sneakily like swipe these badges off the table. The guard doesn't even notice that's sitting over there, and yeah, what are you doing? Like whistling a tune as you
My
walk out
heart.
of the-
Yeah, just still.
Yeah, so yeah, you exit these sleeping quarters with badges and guard uniforms.
Great. I would like to bring them back to my friends. Here, put these on, and I toss to them.
I want to put it on, and I want it to very clearly there's midriff, you see
Just
the
be
lower
waiting.
part of my
Yeah.
belly.
All right, yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys, where are you guys heading? Kind of now with your newly donned outfits and ID badges.
With all of the confidence in the world, just stroll straight across this hallway and swipe my little badge and walk through.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So Pike,
Just straight through.
you go and you swipe your badge across, and it gives you a loud error bam bam bam, but it's fine. You just did it. You did it backwards and upside down.
I hate you. I flip my badge around and I scan it again.
It gives you another thing, and you're kind of looking at it again, and you realize that it's like a very, you gotta kind of place it on there and hold it for kind of like a hotel.
I step to the side and I cross my arms and I wait for someone else to do this now.
Pike, just do it. You know how it
happened?
works now. You just swipe it. You just gotta hold it up like a hotel thing.
I go back to the door and I take
not-
the
we're not
badge
going
and I make
fast.
sure that it is aligned properly and I place it and I hold it firmly, awaiting a confirmation.
It's actually you gotta insert it. You gotta insert it in the slot.
So I'm saying this and I'm not taking it back. I take it, I snap it in half. I snap my badge in half.
I I
and
was
I
like,
throw it on the ground.
I just wanted to troll carry a handful of times. So okay, so this is real now. Your badge is snapped in half.
That
Here,
Badge.
do you
There's
see
the
this?
badge.
Do you see this?
Okay, so someone else has to open the door now.
Rostra.
yeah,
please.
I'm gonna give it a try.
Arasha, you do that. The door opens up, and it beeps, and it opens up for all of you guys to walk in.
I pick up and pocket Pike's torn up card because Asher doesn't think leaving a torn up badge in the hallway is good for our stealthing.
I spit on the ground where it was.
Yeah, as you guys are walking down this this hallway, you see kind of like a security checkpoint a little bit further down the line, and there's a guard kind of sitting over there. As you guys walk down the line, right, you each kind of get part of the way through this hallway. Right, there is a kind of a little beeping checkpoint. Oh yeah, Phoenix, you walk through, you get a beep. Arashra, you walk through, you get a beep. Asher, you walk through, you get a beep. And
I knew
Pike,
exactly what you're gonna
Pike,
do.
when you walk through, there's a loud alarm that sounds. Yeah, out of the ground at the end of this hallway, a turret like forms out of the ground, very similar to the one that you guys saw in the sheriff's office, and it, with a loud like it raises up, and you get this announcement that an intruder has been detected. This thing starts spinning to life, and it is zeroing in on you, Pike.
I want to run up to the guard and say, no, wait, it's okay.
Yeah,
his badge broke.
I'm gonna start doing the this thing, and then I go, oh, you've got it.
The guard, he's like got like a little like almost like a little drone remote type thing, and he's kind of like doing this and looking back, and this turret is still spinning to life behind him, and he's kind of like looking around. He doesn't really know what's going on. Yeah, give me a bluff check on this one. The fact that I'm torn on this one, but I am gonna give you advantage just because all of you are wearing what you're supposed to be wearing, and all of you had an ID badge except for one of you.
All right. Oh, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for the advantage. Oh, Lord. So that'd be 11.
Yeah, he kind of he's watching, and right, he kind of like lets this turret kind of like spin down a little bit, and he's like, "Why did you rip your ID badge?"
The door here is just such a pain to get through every time.
I'm
Did
gonna
you-
try something.
Did you hold it up like you were like at a hotel?
I start crying.
He's very emotional
crying.
about
Oh
it.
God, don't do
50
that.
50
Don't
at
do
best,
that.
man. It doesn't always
Yeah,
work.
He's new. He's figuring it out.
It's been a really tough day, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, I imagine we've had to load up all those artifacts, and everyone's been yelling at us, and
Yeah.
you don't have to.
It didn't work.
At this point, I want you to know Asher's walking up closer and closer to this guy, being like, yeah, like, see, like showing him the badge, because, like, yeah, look.
Yeah, just don't snap your ID badge.
Okay,
'Cause
you're right.
Then the turret's gonna kill you, and then someone would have died.
I
That would have been
totally forgot about
that would have
the
been
turret.
really extreme for
My God.
what happened.
First day on the
here.
job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Do you have
he
any
lets
tape
it. Yeah, tape.
to fix the badge?
Yeah. He hands you like packing tape.
While
That's all I
he's
got.
looking down, I crack him on the back of the head with the pommel of the sword breaker.
No, so yeah, he just collapses like face down on the desk, and right, that turret's still spinning.
I don't know. He started playing with the turret. I didn't want that thing to go off, but we're gonna keep this, by the way. Like, and I show the little remote to the turret.
I ripped my badge one more time.
So, Eddie, I am kind of curious now. I see that we have two doors on the left here, but one fancy-looking door on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we do
go-
kind of like a general perception of the room?
Yeah, give me perception checks.
Oh.
Oh,
Through your tears, you perceive.
I was gonna say I'd like to ruffle
9.
through the guy's clothing to see if he had like a fancier looking key card or whatever.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that, and yeah, you actually do find a fancier looking key card. So yeah, Pike, just from where you're at, right, this is kind of like the last major security point, and just kind of from looking around, and right, you could hear just kind of like the hum of machinery and things like that. Like, you get the sense that the bridge is basically right next to you guys through this really heavy door. There is a keypad on front of that one. So there's that one, and then there is, to your left, there's another set of doors. Yeah, you don't hear much coming from there, but there's like a card swipe. that leads into there.
Remember, I saw on the computer that Lemon needed a new key card to get into her quarters. So she's probably not there, but I sure would like to know where that is, because there's probably something in there we could use to our advantage.
I was going to say, yeah, the alternative is that she'd be at the bridge, and we don't want to get found. So maybe we go.
I want to see if
other
this
way.
fancy key card would work on her room, but I don't know if it will.
What we need to do is get artifacts out of Lemon and the Wave's hands.
But a lot of them are now on fire.
That
Well,
sounds
but
like
they're
a
probably-
The room is on fire.
Honestly, let me know what you guys think. I do think we should try to commandeer the ship because I think it buys us time to figure out how to get the freight off of it. I don't know how we discreetly move all of this freight. Like, I would like to overtake the bridge.
I'm about it.
Well, I mean, we went in the other direction and checked to see if there was numbers written down on a paper or something. I mean, alternatively, Pike, if you want to try to use your semblance
That's what I was
to
like.
guess the numbers on this door.
I could do that.
Do we have comms with anyone on the ground, or are we on our own in this ship?
Yeah, y'all saw Abigail get onto the ship.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, y'all saw
Where's
Abigail
she
get
at?
onto the ship.
Hey, Rasta, real quick, could you top me off? Top off my aura.
I would like to use purple dust to heal Asher.
So yeah,
Like,
just
we
roll to
can
heal
just-
him and then take your charge.
Yes.
7, and my wisdom mod is +3, so 10.
Yeah, so yeah, you are
So
all
I'm
healed up.
I'm now at 25 out of 46 HP.
Yeah, so yeah, you heal up, you get some more aura, and then Arastra, right, you charge your weapon.
I'd like to go ahead and make our way to the door. Who has the key card to go through that door?
I did. Oh, I tossed it to Rastra.
Let's go through the door. I'm going to try the key card.
Cool, yeah, it opens up. So yeah, you guys walk through here, right? There's kind of like a couple of technicians here and stuff, and they're kind of doing work at their computers. They kind of look up at you guys, see a bunch of people in guards uniforms walking through, and right kind of in front of you, there's another room, and they kind of look up and they're like, "Do you have a delivery for the captain or something? You have a delivery for Lemon?"
Is there anything in this room that looks like it could be a package?
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
stepped through the
absolutely.
door
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. There's like a row of mail and stuff like that for different people on the ship.
So I grab a handful. They don't see me, right? And then I kind of like come back in the doorway, and I kind of just like go like,
Yeah. He kind of like waves and kind of like waves you on, and yeah.
let's just keep going.
Is the captain in her quarters right now?
Yeah. She should be.
She's gonna recognize us immediately.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she is.
I personally would want to hold back so I can maybe create some, or one of us should, to create confusion or a diversion among these guards if it becomes really noticeable.
Yeah. So we go in and we're like, "Yeah, we got a delivery." We go walk in. We go around the corner, and then I turn back around, and be like, "Oh, by the way, the artifact storage room's on fire. They're asking for as many people to get down there and help as they can."
Yeah, Eddie, I go ahead and I
Let's
kind of
do
like
it.
my ears perk up as we walk in the room, and I'm like, does anybody smell that? It smells like fire.
Okay. So yeah, they start looking at their consoles, and one of them's like, "Oh my God, the artifact room's on fire!" And then they all start scrambling, and they start making their way. Like they just start sprinting out of there.
And what I'd
clear
like
the
to do
room.
is I want to put the package down on the ground, and then I'm gonna like kind of like run with them, and then the second the last one's out, I'm gonna close the door behind them.
Asher, you should go ahead and hit that remote that you've got while you're there.
Oh, dude, that's so mean.
Wait, what remote do you have?
He has the
I
remote
picked
for
up the
turret
remote to the turret
into the
So
hallway
what
that they
Chris
just ran into.
So what Chris is saying is monstrous. He's like, we just tricked them, and they're all just funneled into the hallway, and I can just pull out this remote and blast them all to hell.
Are we doing this? Are we gonna try to
Yeah.
fight
What's
Lemon?
going on?
Yeah. All right. So I
let's
activate.
do this.
I put
Let's
the
do
turret
it.
back up on remote once I see that the guards are clear.
To be clear, you are not mowing them down while
I'm
they run
not
away
mowing
defenseless.
them down while they run away defenseless.
Yeah, they go running away, right, having seen this alert that you guys drew their attention to. As they go clearing out, right, you arm this turret and, yeah, get it ready for any people to wander back in. And now you have this captain's quarters in front of you. What are you guys doing?
I'd like to look around the room and see if, now that they're all gone, if I can look at any document that might have the keypad number on it.
Yeah, sure. Give me an investigation check.
While he's doing that, can I go ahead and just take a quick gander, see if I see any cameras in the area?
Sure.
I got a 6.
I got a 19.
Yeah, so Phoenix, you look in the there is a camera kind of in the corner here, looking towards the door. Pike, you investigate. You kind of like haphazardly turn over a few papers.
Okay, so we got two things. It's either we swipe the card and then rush in there, or she'll probably check the camera when it knocks so we can cover the camera.
Or she's already looking at the camera and she knows we're here.
She just sees us all standing here debating. All right, screw it.
We could still cover it because it's likely she sees us already here. But it's possible she's doing something else, and we at least, when she hears the knock and looks to the camera, she won't immediately see us.
I take my helmet off and just put it over top of the camera.
Yeah,
I say
you cover it up.
not to volunteer you, but I think Phoenix, maybe use your shield and
Go first.
go in first and
Oh,
flank around.
I swipe my card.
Yeah, the door opens up, and as you guys walk in, right, you see that there's this there's a manticore sitting at a desk. Sitting you guys see this kind of
Glasses.
ornate kind of captain's quarters, right? Like there's a bookshelf, and right, you see a lot of items of antiquity, and right, this place is very ornate, kind of all the trappings.
Dude, I want that rug.
that you would expect from kind of the head of a criminal organization's captain's quarters. There is like some kind of like classical music playing right out of a small speaker in the corner. You see that there's a meal that's like half eaten and like a wine glass that's turned over. And as you're kind of scanning the room, you see a pool of blood coming from behind this table that's kind of here blocking your view over towards the bed.
I want to sneaky my way into this, I guess.
We kind of.
I was in. I was in front.
y'all
That's
kinda
Yeah, we're
blast
coming in.
in.
All right.
We're coming in.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
you guys make your way around the corner, and you see Lemon laying on the ground, and she has been stabbed, and she is bleeding out, and she kind of sees you guys, and right, like it's at first she's kind of like looking up, just kind of like looking past everything, and then kind of hears the noise because you guys are not subtle, and she kind of starts to slowly look, and she's kind of, it takes her a second looking at all of you, and then she kind of smirks and like lets out this chuckle, just kind of through choked breath. She's like, oh, Team SAFR, I expected you guys. And she's still she's kind of clutching at her stomach where she's got this huge stab wound.
Does she have the amulet on?
She does not.
Yeah. I see you ran into my old friend Abby.
She chuckles a little bit, and she's like, well, she had a old score to settle.
How did she get out of here? Where is she at?
Yeah, she tells you, she's like, oh, that she snuck in, crawled in through some service hatch.
Did she tell you what she's doing next?
My guess is she's in the bridge. And kind of almost like right on cue with that, right? You feel like the ship kind of like lurching one way and the other. She kind of like raises her eyebrows kind of at that, and she's like, you all have no idea what's coming for you.
I get up like closer, like, what's the code to the bridge?
Right, she's got kind of like a little like data pad next to her, and hands that to you. So as you guys are starting to turn, are you leaving her there?
I pick her up and I put her in her bed.
As you're doing that, right, she's coughing, and she's kind of like clutching at you a little bit, and she says, like very quietly, she says, do not let Vermilion get that amulet. You have no idea what you are dealing with him. He's not doing this for himself.
Who's he doing it for?
We don't know. Someone bigger.
I want to yell, we need to get to the bridge now, as I deactivate the turret.
Yeah, you deactivate that. And you guys go running through this kind of empty area. You get over to the bridge. You find the code on this data pad. And do you want to punch that in?
It's 69420.
There you go.
69420.
In
Okay,
celebration of our epic roll.
Yeah. So yeah, you it's the code is randomly enough 69420, and the door opens up for you guys. You guys get into this bridge, right? Huge kind of command center here. Right. There's different rows of computers, right? But the thing that you guys notice when you come in,
a druid.
There are several dead bodies on the ground of crew members here, and you've got Abigail kind of standing in the center of it all, rushing around in between some of these consoles, right? And she is doing what she can, but she's like trying to split her attention between like 4 different computers at the same time. And right, she looks up and sees you guys, and she's like, oh man, okay, it's you guys. Yeah, get to these computers so we can actually take control of the ship. And she's kind of like starting to direct you guys to different, and her attention is divided.
I kick the door closed behind me.
Yeah, so Asher slams that door, right?
And I kick the door closed behind me, like, what'd you do, Abby?
Hi, nice to see you too.
Where's the necklace?
She looks a little kind of startled for a second, and she's like, oh, you mean the thing that Lemon had?
Yeah, where is it?
Oh yeah. She like digs in her pocket and she tosses you an amulet.
Great. Where's the real one?
You're smart. You're smart. I knew it. I was
Abby.
like,
Yeah.
I've got history with her.
Insight.
Give me an insight check. I'm gonna give you advantage on it because you know her.
Hold on. Please. Okay. I don't have any plus to that.
She's like, well, that is the real one. And you can't quite tell what she's kind of going on under that.
I'd like to kind of come around to like the side here.
She kind of notices that all of this is going on, and then she just kind of smirks and kind of starts backpedaling just a little bit, and she's like, I feel like I'm being accused of something.
I go up and I say, because I have blood on my hands from this person who died, and I feel like pretty shooketh at the moment. I put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm like, give us the amulet.
I'd like to I'd step forward just a little bit and say like, there's a lot going on, and this is bigger than all of us. You can take all of the other junk, it's fine. We need the amulet, and we need these artifacts.
She kind of looks up at you and then looks past you to Asher, and she's like, I did it, Asher. I got her. She's like, I can make more than one thing right.
What are you planning?
She's like, do you know what we can do with these artifacts? I can get the Hana gang off my back for what I did to them, what I did to you, Asher, all those years ago, and I paid the wave back today for what they did to me. I'm guessing you guys aren't going to help me land this ship.
Well, that depends. Like,
yeah.
What's your intention?
Our number one priority right now is making sure Vermilion doesn't get his hands on these artifacts.
We'll land the ship. We can go get burgers after this. All that's fine. We just need the artifacts.
She kind of looks down and thinks about that, and she's like, Vermilion made me a very, very good offer.
I'd like to go ahead and take my shoulder grab and turn it into a grapple now. I'm gonna go.
Oh no.
Give me a strength roll.
17.
Yeah, so you grab onto her and she tries to like pull away. It doesn't quite work. And now you got a strong grip on her, and she looks up at you and she's like, oh, I really didn't want to have to do this. And at that moment, right, you hear the familiar shriek of that manicore as it slams into the kind of the front viewport of this ship and smashes through. And now this manicore is clawing its way into the front of through the front of the ship.
Can I subdue her, like throw her to the ground and try to search her person?
Right, you can slam her to the ground, right? You've already got kind of that hold on her.
I knew it was coming, but seeing it there
is so much worse.
Just a problem.
However I could secure, I should say, this amulet, I would like to go ahead and do that if possible.
Yeah, you would need to like completely restrain her to be able to search her person for it.
Okay, I'm going to completely restrain her. So that's 19.
Yeah, you slam her on the ground, right? And as you do that, right, you start kind of like searching. What are you doing? You like kind of going through her pockets, like?
I'd like to just check her person, like maybe her neck, maybe like outside pockets kind of thing, just to see if she has it somewhere on her.
You kind of lift up her cowl, right, and you look and you don't see the amulet there, and she kind of holds up her hands and she's like, oops. And right, Asher, you see kind of off in the corner, right, like you would recognize this as her semblance, almost this kind of like ethereal hand, right? This is always what made her a very good pickpocket and sneak. And right, you see this kind of like over near the manicore holding the amulet, and its eyes fade from blue to just regular old pissed off manicore, and now you have a regular old pissed off manicore in this room.
I want to attempt to shoot my grappling hook and hook that thing out of the ethereal hand like immediately.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a dexterity roll.
So that would be 15.
You're doing this at a very small target. You were almost there.
Oh, come on!
Right, you fling your glaive at this thing, and yeah, it goes like right past, and right at that point, she just kind of like hooks it with her like ethereal hand, like out of reach, and hooks it over in the back corner, back behind this manicore. Yeah, go ahead and roll me initiative.
I got a 7.
I rolled it on the manicore's head.
6.
19 total.
15 again.
Pike, up to you.
I can't think of anything better to do than just try and hurt this thing. So I'm gonna use a little bit of dust and do Scorching Ray, Remnant Edition. So I create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. It's all going to be this one target. So I will make 3 separate rolls. 18, 8, 10.
All right, first one hits, next 2 miss. Yeah, you turn and you fire 3 shots at this thing. First one, you hit it kind of like full in the chest, and then the other 2, it starts like slinking around, right? And you fire just wide outside of that viewport.
And then on the hit, target takes 2d6 fire damage, and that would be a 4. Oh yeah. Let me just. I don't want to forget. I'm gonna go ahead and move. And I would like to move behind this computer terminal here because I'd kind of like to use, I guess, a free action and see if I can like see what's going on in the terminal.
Right, you're there. Give me an intelligence check.
I'd love to. That would be a non-natural 20.
Yeah, so just kind of like getting a glance at this thing, right? Like this ship is going to require like 4 people kind of at kind of different like navigational controls to maneuver it. You figure this one out, right? Like right away, and right, you're able to kind of start entering in some stuff as you look at it, and you kind of get the sense that of what the other terminals need to be doing. Yeah, this Manicore, as you move, this Manicore charges forward.
Oh Lord!
And it comes in and it is taking a swipe at Phoenix. I mean, it's basically taking a swipe at both Phoenix and Abigail. It runs up and like takes a huge slash with its claws, and right, you actually are able to like pull back just out of range, and Abigail rolls away as you do that.
I'm going to full sprint and grappling hook the wall to make it go even faster and pull myself straight to that amulet.
You have any cool thief moves that also allow you to have extra hands or other cool things that'll help you hide it?
No, I'm gonna put it on.
Cool. So Asher, you run over in the corner and you scoop this thing up and you put it on.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So you feel this thing like pulling at your aura. What are you trying to do?
Control the manticore.
Give me an intelligence roll.
Please, please, God, if I've ever needed it. No. Or
so yeah, you try to like right, inject your aura into this thing, and it actually like, I mean, it feels like it's like connecting like deep into like parts of your soul and your brain that like you've never in nothing else you've ever experienced, and it actually kind of like brings you down to your knees for a second because it's like pulling so hard at your aura, and you feel like you're like it's like trying to grab something slippery, right, and like you can't quite get there. So yeah, that is Asher's turn. Next up in the order is Phoenix.
I'd like to go ahead and, if I could, or if I may, Eddie, and this is going to be kind of a wild and crazy ride here, I'm going to pop off. I'm going to go beast mode. Roar! Break into it. I'm going to grab this thing by the horns, and I want to slam this thing into Abigail.
Yeah, let's go for it. So yeah, this is going to be a strength contest then.
I'm glad I rolled a burned red advantage. Here's a second roll.
because it couldn't possibly happen twice.
I think it's a 12.
You try to grapple this thing and
It's a good idea.
like grab its horns, and it basically just like bucks you off and knocks you back a few feet. All right, next in the order is Rastra.
I am going to stay where I am, but use my crossbow and lean around the wall, and I'm going to fire blue dust at the manticore.
All right, give me that D20 roll.
Oh, 24! Finally!
There you go. As this thing like bucks Phoenix away from it, right, you aim your crossbow and fire straight and true. You'll get to roll 2 D8 plus 4 for the damage, and then we'll add the other effects after that.
Still a 1. 9.
Cool. So 13, and then what's the effects after that?
1d4 additional damage.
Right, so now you have the ice dust to add, which you just did another roll for, right?
Yeah, it's a 1.
Yes.
Okay, so that was a 1. And
Yes.
then now the gravity dust. Okay, yeah, so now it is going to get disadvantage on its next attack. Yeah, so that brings us next in the order to back to Pike.
I'm going to later apologize to Asher as I lift my cannon, put it into gun mode, and fire at Abby.
Oh!
Okay.
That would be a non-natural 20.
Okay, that hits.
1d10 plus 4, 6.
First up, we're going to go to Abigail. She does not like that Asher is over here messing with this amulet, right? One of the first things that she is going to do, start making her way over there. And Manticore is going to take a swipe at her. Yeah, so it totally swipes her as she goes running past
nice.
it. Slashes her for 10 damage as she goes like leaping past it. And she runs over to you, Asher, and she takes attack at you.
What's she attacking with?
She's got like
Her daggers, right?
Yeah.
I don't get to do this very often, so I'm very excited. But I would like to then I can use my sword breakers reactively.
Give me your roll.
This probably isn't gonna work, but it's a 7.
Yeah, that did it.
Did it really?
Yeah, I totally did it. Yeah, so yeah, she takes that swipe at you, and you catch one of her scimitars, and what? You break it straight up?
I don't think I'm allowed to actually break it. That's not in the thing. It's that I just, by me catching it in it, I take no damage. We've never got to do this before.
Just for like the sheer like drama of it, right? She like takes this swipe. Right, she takes the swipe. She leaps over this like security console. She's like basically going for this like huge stab, and like while you're like wrestling with this ambulance, you turn, catch, and swordbreaker, and like snap her dagger like straight up in half. You like completely caught her by surprise on this one. Let me do the Manicore's turn real quick. It's still pretty pissed off at you, Phoenix, and you're the one that's right there. So let's see. It basically rolls up, and yeah, it takes a swipe at you, or actually it rears back its tail to sting you, and it tries to do that, or to slash you with its tail, and it misses. And that takes us to Asher.
I would like to attempt to control the Manticore.
All right, go to give me your roll.
Yes!
All right, yeah, Asher, you successfully are able to right, you dump your aura into this into this artifact, and yeah, you kind of like sense the secrets of like kind of deep on the soul level of being able to connect with this thing. You understand how to kind of take hold of it, and you feel this like crazy sensation as this thing links up with your aura. And go ahead and let's dump the rest of your aura points into that.
Oh, what? No!
So yeah, it just like drains your aura, and suddenly you're able to like sense this Manticore Grimm kind of in like on a deeper level, and you feel kind of like the malevolence of it. Yeah, you feel like that it is open to your suggestion.
Just want to pause. Hey, what's the name?
The Manticore?
Yeah, like you can feel like it's like soul touching yours.
Yeah, Manny. It's Manny the Manticore. I would like to have Manny come bounding over and grab Abby in his claw and hold her there.
So it leaps over, it grabs her in its claws and basically subdues her, and she kind of stops and looks up at this thing in horror and kind of looks over to you kind of expectantly. She thinks she's about to die.
Good.
So you remember earlier when she was like, I really didn't want to have to do this. So now she's scared for her life, and I'm gonna look at Abby and be like, I really didn't want to have to do this. Just kidding. Sit tight.
Yeah, she took a deep breath and was like really expecting it, and then like you would expect her to be relieved, but it actually almost looks like a little bit worse, right? Just this kind of like deeper sense of remorse for this position that she's in right here. And she kind of looks over and she's, what are you gonna do to me?
I haven't decided yet.
You know, in the meantime, right, you guys have kind of like the wind rushing in from this airship port. You have this Manicore just now chilling.
He's just chilling.
What's the ship path like right now? How's this old bird doing?
This thing took off from Kuchinashi right from the base of that cliff. Right, the idea was that it was going to be kind of heading, I want to say like northwest over to Mistral. Right, it isn't quite on that path anymore, right? Because Abby kind of hijacked this. There's a fire, right? You kind of look at the console. There's still like alarms going off different sections of the ship. Right, there's a hole that's been ripped in the top where the Manicore left. It's not in optimal flying condition, and then it was also hijacked. So it is veered off of its path a little bit, and you're kind of precariously close to a lot of these mountainous terrain.
I would very much like to see if we have communication.
Where you're at now, right? I mean, does one of you want to like fiddle with the comms?
If anybody's gonna talk to anybody else, it might be good to have Arashtra be kind of front and center.
I agree with that sentiment too.
Yeah, let's see if we can reach anybody.
Okay, so yeah, you go over to the comm station, and when you kind of start like messing with that to see if you can kind of open up a broadcast channel, all of a sudden you hear like this kind of crackle of static, and kind of on your screen appears none other than the boar mask of Vermilion Raddick, right? It's very ominous, right? Because that thing is pretty freaky looking, and he's sitting there very quietly for a second, and he finally speaks after a moment. Team SAFR, it seems you all have something in your possession that belongs to me.
Do you want this Manicore back?
He takes that pretty literally. He's like, no, I'm not speaking of the Manticore. I'm speaking of the artifacts. So when you land, you will send me the coordinates, and you will vacate the ship for me and my men to take what's ours.
Well, we all want a lot of things, but, you know, wishing and having are two different things.
I'd like to interject and be like, Well, you should probably talk to Team Smoke. They took a bunch of the artifacts and left.
We will deal with Team Smoke.
Please do.
But everything else on that ship, including the amulet that you're wearing, belongs to me. And more importantly, it belongs to my boss. And she will want these things.
Who's your boss again? I get confused.
Hi, I'm Pike.
Hi, I'm Pike. Nice to meet you.
He sits there for a moment and then he says, no, there will be no contact with my boss.
Well, there'll be no contact with us either because we're on a ship with all your artifacts and I don't know what you're going to do about it.
He will not land and turn them over to me.
Why would we do that?
Very well. I will have to loot your corpses then, and I will lay waste to everything you hold dear. And in that moment, right, there's this like loud explosion that comes from the rear of the ship, and right, all of a sudden a bunch of alarms kind of light up, and you kind of look down and you notice kind of on your consoles that one of the engines has been blown completely. Right, he's still kind of sitting there in that long, uncomfortable silence. He's like, "That's one of two."
Wait, we'll do it. We'll give you everything. I'm just kidding.
Where do you want us to land?
Well, you wouldn't be able to set back in Kuchinashi because the wave, or what's left of it, is currently fighting for the ports. I would need you to set down outside of the city.
Great, we'll meet you in Mistral.
Is there a mute button?
There would be a mute button.
Yeah, great.
I'm going to trip forward and land on the mute button and then like realize what I did and kind of like freak out and like try to fix it, but I'm not while we talk.
Okay.
Can I try
Okay,
to-
great.
We should probably be very quick about whatever we're about to do.
Yeah, that's why I'm guys, I'm not really sure what we do here.
I've got a crazy idea. We look for some Grimm in that forest that we first came through. We find as many Grimm as we can and we put them in the hold and I control all of them. And then when we land, we release them all upon Vermilion and his squad.
Would the amulet let Asher like sense if there's any other Grimm on this ship that he could control?
He'd be able to look kind of in the immediate area for some other Grimm.
And I know we can control multiple thanks to the fun quarry where we had to fight all that stuff that was all controlled.
And I go,
We're still on mute. Just
I know this whole time.
the longest.
okay,
He's sitting there like, can you hear me?
I'm
Can
so
you
sorry
hear
about
me?"
that. I actually unplugged the mic and it changed all the settings, so I had to like get it. But I think we're good. Can you hear us? Okay. I'm so sorry about that. That wasn't on purpose.
He doesn't answer at all.
I don't know if he can hear us yet.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. We have an answer that I will let someone else deliver.
Yeah, I think we're good to go. We're gonna land the ship and we'll let you know where we end up.
He kind of looks down off the screen, and you hear like a couple of beeps right as he kind of reaches over and pushes a few keys on something, and he says, "Well, the clock's ticking."
Well, we should get to the stations first, and then we'll figure it out as we go.
I'm at my station.
I want to sense if I can sense where a lot of Grimm are.
So I mean, we spent a lot of times in the sewers and like the underground area, and I feel like we became pretty familiar with it. Do you think that's fair to say, Eddie?
Yeah.
Would we have kind of a sense of maybe where some like far-reaching exits would be outside of the city a little bit that we could land
absolutely
near and
yeah
just like
you guys are very familiar with that.
So we could maybe just land near a sewer entrance, get in there, and send him the coordinates, and it won't matter.
See if we can get Child Army to help us unload all these artifacts.
Yeah, we get the artifacts in, and then we tell them the coordinates.
Before we start like figuring out like
playing the next
where,
parts, we should
where
just do the
every
computer.
single one of these paths lead, let's see if we can land this ship first.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, each of you is gonna go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Let's see. So Carrie is already or Pike has already understood kind of the way the way your terminal works. Right, we're gonna give one of you advantage on it. So whoever wants advantage could take because he's gonna be able to relay that information to you. You're gonna be able to defer advantage to the next person in line, and that'll be the next person in sequence, and then we'll kind of resolve it one at a time. So who wants to go first? And you will have advantage, right? Because Pike is able to kind of help walk you through it.
I rolled a 10.
So I guess Asher's going first. So did you roll with advantage?
Oh, so I just accidentally was like, I'm gonna take advantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
my
we'll
bad.
handle it one at a time. No, that's fine.
Really glad that happened though, because I went from a 10 to a 20.
Yeah, so Asher, like you guys are able to start kind of like getting a little bit of a bearing on like what's going on with these stations. We're gonna move to the next person in line, and who wants to go next?
Arashtra?
Sure. 9.
14.
Right, you all kind of start to take take control of the helm here, and right, this thing has lost an engine, right? So this check got a little bit harder to pass. This thing is getting harder and harder to control by the second. Right, you guys kept it from just like sinking like a brick, but you do not have control of it yet. Let's go ahead and do another round of intelligence checks.
Yes! 19.
18.
17.
13.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys are all like, right, like what kind of commands are you shouting at each other? Here, we're gonna put Pike in charge. Pike, you are the one that is calling out your
60% to port. Shields full. Con! That's all I got.
This thing starts to like sail down into this valley, and at this point there's like this stream of smoke like coming out behind it, and you guys are able to kind of like bank it in, and it's like clipping on the side of rocks and stuff, and it's starting to come down pretty fast. You guys are able to kind of like level it out, and you're going to be able to land it in, but it is going to be a pretty rough landing.
Can we do like a thing like when an elevator falls and you jump at the last second?
Sure, if you want.
You tried to have us do that when we fell off that mountain.
Yeah.
Did I?
It didn't work super well.
Yeah. Also, guys, seriously, just hop on the Manicore and I'll fly us out of here.
I look at Asher, and with all seriousness, like I'm another person, I just say, "The captain goes down with the ship."
I jump onto the back of the Manicore.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Manticore.
Whoever wants to get to the Manticore can get to the Manticore, right? But yeah, we're not in like you are no longer in a crash, but you are in a brace for impact. It is going to be a rough landing. So Arashtra and Asher are getting on this Manticore, and yes, Pike.
At the I rub the like a spot on the desk of the ship, and I just say, "You've been good, lassie."
I also brace for impact.
I turn to Phoenix and go, "Yeah!" And I like quickly put my hand back on like
Eddie,
anything I can
I'd
grab.
like to pull out my shield.
Okay, just to clarify, two of you are hopping on the Manticore and jumping out of the window. Are you taking Abigail with you?
Yeah, he's still holding her.
Okay, so yeah, you guys and Manny, you guys grab on. Do you say anything to these guys as you leave them in the crashing ship?
Yeah.
Okay, so that you guys grab onto the back of the Manticore and you sail out of this front viewport right as the ship comes in, and right without two of you guys at the controls, it actually does hit a little bit harder.
Come on.
Crying.
Okay, yeah, this thing comes screaming into the valley. You guys are able to kind of like hightail it out of there with the Manticore at the very last second. Ship like nose all of a sudden like tips at the very last second and crashes into the dirt, and this thing kind of skids sideways right, and starts like slamming through this valley. And now Manny is now dodging rocks as this thing is hit.
Yeah.
So,
Suck it, Chad.
let's have Carrie, let's have Phoenix and Pike. You guys are gonna roll me Constitution checks, right as this thing hits. And since we've got Asher in control of Manny here, we're gonna do a dexterity roll.
12 for me.
16.
15.
Phoenix, right? You grab onto this console and like brace yourself with the shield, and as it slams, right, you sort of wish you had been holding on with two hands, because that
Or jumped.
shield, like, yeah, you like kind of flip over the edge of the console, and right, you go like tumbling through the front of this
Ouch.
bridge. Pike, you hold on, and right, this is still a bumpy landing. We're gonna roll for a little bit of damage here in just a second. But for Asher, right, you guys are banking through all these rocks that are coming down, and Manny gets clipped by one of these boulders, and you guys basically go like spinning down to the ground, and
So mad
everything
at you.
like just this huge dust cloud right impact. Right, rings out, and all of you guys, right, vision like in darkness, because you guys all hit pretty hard, and we'll say that for almost all of you guys, right, this goes, you guys are knocked unconscious.
All four of us?
Well, three of y'all except for Pike.
There's no way with the.
You doubted me?
This whole thing is covered in darkness. All of you are out. The first person that wakes up is Pike, and when you wake up, right, you notice that the ship around you is 100% on fire. It does not look good. You see Phoenix knocked out, and right, you've kind of got this smashed viewport, right, that you could leave through, and kind of like in the rubble and stuff, you do see You see Asher and Arastra, right? There is no sign of Manny, right? But from where you're at, a little bit harder to see Abigail. What do you want to do from here?
I'm gonna walk over to Phoenix and try and rouse him. I'm not above slapping if I have to.
Yeah, that's actually not working at the moment.
I want to put my finger under.
Yeah, this fire's starting to move a little bit quicker.
Okay, I'm grabbing him and I'm. Boy, this is bad pairing, but I'm dragging him for the first time. I'm dragging him, and just trying to get out of the ship.
Give me a strength check.
Non-natural 20.
Yeah, you grab him and burst of like a mother saving
strength.
her child.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you start dragging Phoenix out of the ship. And you drag him just outside, and you're able to kind of get him to safety. And are you heading like kind of more towards Arastra and Asher? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm heading over to them, hoping that one of them are awake or can be awake, because it seems like we need to get away from the ship pretty quickly.
Okay, yeah, you drag him over there, and right as you kind of arrive, right, and pull him over there, right, everyone's starting to wake up. You guys all start to come to, and right, you all wake up and you look around, and you actually notice that Abigail is no longer with you. Manny the Manicore is gone, right, but you still do have this amulet in your possession, right? At right about that moment, right, you guys are just far enough outside of the city, right, where you actually look and see that that you guys have access right on your scrolls, and right, but before you can kind of like take any of that in, right, like you're looking around and you see this ship is kind of like up in flames, right? This valley is destroyed. You can see kind of Kuchinashi up in the distance. Yeah, like you're taking all this in, and you know that you pretty much just drew a big target kind of on where this ship is, and where exactly it has landed. And right in that moment, you see some kind of like dust like kicking up, like the mountains kind of like overlooking, and like gives you the distinct impression that there is some vehicles kind of like heading in your direction. Several like kind of armored trucks like pull up to a ridge like overlooking you guys, and out steps Vermilion.
He got here that quick? What the hell?
So before you guys have any other chances to think about it, you kind of hear Vermilion's voice ring out, and he informs you that this is your last chance to leave the amulet behind.
Leave the artifacts and just walk away.
Chad, remember earlier he asked if you can sense if there are Grimm?
Oh yeah, I would love to sense if there's Grimm nearby.
I kind of feel like we should maybe throw it to a roster to do that, because someone
I was thinking
aura.
I was thinking about that.
I would love to see
give
a swarm of Grimm descend upon them.
I would too. That's what I was. I
Okay,
wanted to
let's
fill
try
the
it.
ship with Grimm. All right, great. Yeah, I tossed the artifact to Arastra. See if she'll heal me before she uses it, in case it drains all of her aura.
Yes, I am going to heal you. I rolled an 8.
Okay, so you got your orange dust primed. I'm back to 8 aura. Now have at it. See if you can sense the Grimm.
I mean, first you gotta give me an intelligence check to see if you can use this thing.
18.
Yeah, you're able to use your aura and dump it into this thing, and you're able to perceive sort of how it works pretty quickly, right? Go ahead and dump half of your aura into that right now, right? And then you're able to kind of like kind of in a cloud around you, right? You're able to sense, right? There are some sabers right there out in the, oh sorry, not sabers, there's some Beowulfs kind of out in the forest, like kind of a ways away. There are some Barangles like kind of up in the hills, like up behind you guys, right, also kind of a ways away. But yeah, what do you want to do?
Well, I want the Beowulfs to form a line between us and Vermilion as he approaches.
He's standing up there, and right, a few things kind of happen at the same time, right? You start to call in, right? You start to call in these different Grimm, and you can hear them kind of coming, right? And Vermilion's, he's got some other people with him that start to spread out, along the top of the cliff, kind of taking positions. And kind of curiously, as these Beowulfs are coming in, all of a sudden you guys start to get kind of an open comms broadcast that is coming through your scroll, and you can hear voices chattering, talking about that all of a sudden there's a lot of Grimm heading towards the crash site. When you look down at your scroll, you notice that this broadcast is coming through the Huntsman Network app that you guys have on there, and kind of like right in that moment, right, this kind of like bullhead rushes over the top.
Yes, our signal made it.
Yeah,
it made it.
You would recognize this as as one of these transport ships that would be carrying huntsmen around, and you've got a pilot kind of broadcasting there, calling out the Grimm, and calling out all these bad guys that are on the ridge above you. Yeah, they let you know that they are here for support, and they're asking, is this Team SAFR?
I start crying.
Right, this pilot's calling out. He's like, "Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Leonardo Lionheart got your message, and we are here to assist." And so yeah, they start kind of like opening fire, kind of as these Grimm are kind of like coming over the
don't shoot the Grimm
over the cliff. But you see Vermilion and his men, right? The guys up there start to scatter, and Vermilion kind of like hangs out there for just a moment, right? And you can kind of feel that animosity, and he calls out one last thing before turning and kind of joining his caravan, and he says, "This isn't over. I will be hunting all of you down personally." And he kind of gets in his caravan, and he calls out one last thing over the loudspeaker: "I warned you what would happen." And then starts to drive off. But this kind of bullhead swirls around, and you guys are able to kind of to establish contact with some of the other people that you know in Kuchinashi that started heading out towards this ship, because they knew that you guys were going to be on it, including Takaya. He sent kind of a search party in this direction, and you guys are able to start establishing some contact with them, and you guys kind of put together pretty quickly that you're going to have a pretty big mess to clean up down here, and the next step will be for Team SAFR to figure out where these things go next, and how to get them to safety. That is about where we will leave off for season 2.
Oh man,
I have never been more horrified of a villain in my life.
Have you ever noticed how often we leave things on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens a
Almost
lot.
constantly.
Oh, come on!
Ah, you just had to bring him up.
Listen,
I'm gonna set you on fire.
he scares me, but I still don't hate him as much as I hate Team Smoke.
That's true. Same. I'm just.
Thanks. I
There
hate
they
them.
are.
Why would you do that to me?
That is our second season. You guys have
It's fantastic.
saved these artifacts. You accomplished the mission that you first got set out to do, but there's definitely going to be some cleanup required of Team SAFR, and some bigger questions about what to do with these things. Thanks to everybody for watching and joining us for this ride. Thank you guys for being awesome players, and for keeping me on my toes. And yeah, that's
That's the nice way to say.
season 2.
Yeah. Big shout out.
Thank you,
Eddie,
for being a wonderful DM.
Thank you.
and Sam and Cody and Ben for making this all happen, and for
Yep.
the community for keeping an eye and watching this with us. Has been
Yeah, and
a
for
lot
you
of fun.
guys watching, go watch it all again from season 1 right
Yeah.
now. Share it with your friends, because this is like our favorite show that we work on, and we want a season 3.
Bye.
Good job. Great job, everybody.